The fuck saint. You Gen Zs using everything as Gunner material. Are hot tub streams still a thing? I haven't been on Twitch in forever. Are there any cute girls on Twitch? Oh, why is this the same poly group? Oh, that's not good. Okay. What are groups? Oops. Gotta fix this up. Okay, there we go. No one's playing Elden Ring? Where's the co-op? No co-op. I kind of need to get like I need to go do like Ronnie's quest. Let's go see if Fia will give me the map. We'll get hugged by Fia. Any Fia simps in chat? Saint, are you a Fia simp? what? A weird hitbox on this thing. They're too small to hit. Being summoned. This is why you always have heals slotted. Just for this boss in particular. And any other revenants. God damn it, what's going on here? A bit hard to work with something this size, but I get it done here. Might have to redo the trim just because it's kind of warped now. Oh, your old save got corrupted? I think there should be like save file fixers out there. Are you playing it on PC or console? Because I know there's a save file fixer for PC. I remember having to use it like once. Too late? Oh no. Well, best of luck with your new Elden Ring journey. What are you gonna play this time? Oh, the Lucerne. I've never used that weapon. I always pick it up whenever I'm there, though. I don't know why. I've never really used halberds in general. Hey, guys. Fighting. I'm gonna turn off the summon. So I don't get summoned in the middle of the fight. I love fighting these things. Half of the time you can't see shit. Stop it. Ah! This one is definitely the most annoying one to fight, just because of how small the arena is. Just how big the boss is. I'm stuck against the wall. Got the golden seed. Yay, stone sword key. We can get the map from Fia for the completionist run. It's Rajier. Did you know if you touch the bloodstain here, you always see Rajier get impaled through the butthole? True facts. Now we can talk to Fia and get the map from her. Well, actually, no way. We have to talk to the dude. Rogier first. Such a creepy design. I know, right?
I am pleased to see. Would you like now?
This animation is so slow. I can just like alt tab and get some work done while it's in progress.
You are so.
It's still going.
My dear, have you ever heard of Black Knife Prince? Dear Roger likes
I wish we had like some kind of water area to explore in Elden Ring. You know, like everyone was speculating about the boats
the Black Knives
off the shore of like Radahn's boss arena.
along with the impressions they made. Somehow
They're like,
hide the truth
are the crashed ships off in the distance? Can we get there eventually?
but dear Roger began to weep as he spoke.
Yeah, imagine you go out there and you fight like some insane, twisted looking version of Godwyn.
In truth, I've heard tell from someone else about the Black Knife Prince that fascinate dear Roger so.
I still want to put one more here, but maybe not. Maybe not. Still getting hugged.
Perhaps.
We got the simple map. Get rid of the AIDS. Get rid of the STDs. Ugh. Alt tab champion. Sorry, I wasn't looking at the comments. Yeah, I kind of am an alt tab champion. We need to get the black knife blade. We can just go here and drop down, I think. I'm not getting summoned, so I'll get a little bit of like Elden Ring progress done here and there. There are a few things I still need to complete this build. This guy's only level 48, but he's basically already done. I can probably beat the base game plus DLC with this build. It's like Blood, Black Flame, Scarlet Rot is such an insane combo for anything. Can I go down from here? Will I die? I'll be fine, I think. Oh shit, I took some damage. Am I too far away? Oh, I'm not, okay. Oh. 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 I stunned him out of his stab. Can I poison this guy? Hissy hiss. Okay, maybe we go for backstabs. Maybe better. Got him. Go for backstabs. We go for the booty. Reinstalling this fuck ass game. Dude, I uninstalled Elden Ring earlier. Just because I just kept running into cheaters. It just wasn't very fun. But I'm back. I'm back for the cock and ball torture. That is this game. We'll get some work done. We got the grace here. Speaking of cheaters, I should really back up my save. I have not backed this character up. I do way too much multiplayer to not back my saves up. Shit won't load. By the way, Saint, you should back up your saves too if you're getting save game corruptions. I think there's actually... I think there's... I remember like someone releasing a .bat file that would do it automatically for you. Whenever you like double click it. But I just like do it manually. I kind of want to look at the bloodstains outside, see if anyone's actually afflicted by Deathblight. I'm sure there's some bloodstains around here, right? Usually this guy gets in a few kills. Man, I really miss the Deathblight glitch where you can have the Eclipse Shotel with a throwing shield. That was so fun. I got so many kills with that thing. Like the ranged Deathblight. Ranged, basically undodgeable Deathblight. That was the best glitch ever. Right up there with Flames of Sin plus the Erd Tree Sentinel Great Shield. You just like have constant machine gun kind of projectiles. I don't see it. This guy hasn't killed anyone. What a loser. Everyone's gotten good. They don't die to him anymore. Ugh. Right, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. What's in here again? Pretty sure there's undead. Got some undead in here. Oh, this area has a lot of really good, like, ghost grave gloveworts. Wakey, wakey. Wakey, wakey. I think if we kick this skull far enough away, I'll wake up. I think. Okay, I guess he's not waking up. Interesting. Interesting. He's gonna play dead. I wonder if I should use a shield here. Heavy load. This guy actually is a bit difficult because he can't blade. I think guard counters might be the best option here. We'll go with guard counters. Okay, maybe guard counters isn't really the best option here. Ah, can we do parries? We could try upping our parry game. Ah, shit. Oh, that was a mistake. Whoa! Shit. I might die. Oh my god, he actually killed me. I got assassinated. Okay, I definitely need something for enemies like this. Shield crash would be nice to have. I guess I could just like just kill him with the dagger. Actually try instead of just letting him kill me. Maybe if I just become a tryhard. Oh, now he wakes up. He's tied to the grave wart over there. Well, just rotten breath. Rotten breath is the answer for everything. Well, usually. Usually. Need some light here, it's so dark. I'll just beat him at the dagger game, I guess. Oh, out of FP. I think this is actually one of the hardest low-level bosses. Like, if you don't have like a colossal weapon or just like something that does straight up heavy hitting physical damage, it could be a bit tricky. Do I even need to do this? No, I don't. We're done here. We're done with the dungeon. Oh shit. Oh. I've always wanted to do like a Rosaria's Axe playthrough. Oh, come on. Oh my god! The fucking candlestick. This is so stupid. Yeah, look at that. I got headshot in a fat roll. I know, right? I got headshot right out of the fat roll. Okay, let's get back to the... that was so fucking embarrassing.
Always good fun. This, I can scarcely recall our they say the as a group, the knives that please, I'd love nothing though, traces of the half my
Wow, no one is summoning. That's crazy. It's been forever. Can we level up the flask yet? No, not yet. How many flasks? We have 10. We can get maximum flasks, I guess. I think there's 2 here we can go grab. Either 1 or 2. I think it's 2. But I could be wrong. Oh. Isn't there 1 more here? I thought there was 1 more here. Oh. Come on, that. Oh, shit. Excuse me. Oh, fuck. Oh my god. Oh my god. I can't see. Get me out of here. I think there's a second invasion here. Of the other dude. Let's hope not. Hopefully we can get past without getting invaded. But Moog is already dead, so maybe not. Whee! Okay, so I guess there really was only just 1 here. I thought there was 2. Where else? Oops. Wait, what was that? Oh, never mind. Grabbed everything here. Here as well. There's 1 at the academy. There's definitely a lot up here. I didn't grab any of the ones up here. That'll probably boost me up to 14. 14 flasks. See you later, Saint. Have a good one. Get some more work done. Playing too much Elden Ring. Gotta get that work-life balance. or in this case, work no life balance. Get it? Because we're no lifing Elden Ring. I should order lunch. Yeah, I should order it now because I think it's still like it's like fasting or something still. Or like I should really know this. It's like a major Islamic holiday right now. So I should like order when it's like not when everyone else isn't ordering. Damn, no one is summoning at all. It's actually crazy. Let's go talk to, before we do this, let's go talk to the dude. I think he should be over here. The samurai dude. What's his name? Yuria. Hey Rusty, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today in Minecraft, we're playing some Elden Ring. Alright, now we go here. Oh, you know what? I should probably do like the necklace quest. Where is it here? Scenic Isle. Get some boiled crab. That's what I need. I need some boiled crab. I need to unlock the crab merchant.
Hello. Hello. Hell, it's rather my mistress. But I was a. Could I ask that thug only if you've? Oh, what a blessed thug, please. Please.
Oh, I have the waypoint.
What are you trying to start? Show me, and I'll consider. I'm not in love with. You're a first.
I just ask my friend. I could, but like I don't want to bother him all the time. He's got better things to do, like farming more neutralizing boluses for me.
Oh. All right then. I could be. Oh. All right. Well, but it ain't mine anyway. Lucky she ain't down. Your time.
Guys, hey,
The guidance of.
enough.
I mean,
Ooh,
I can't see it at all no more. Makes no
stop it.
sense anyway.
Too loud.
Bloody joke. Maybe something with your dreams. Never met someone we'd make good. I'll be seeing you.
The thug, please. Oh yeah. Thank you, kind. Did I forget? I see. You are very to steady such. Please. Most time you are the volcano. Oh, this land at the live instead at the base. It was ex. I have faith. I do hope. See, at the base it was. I have faith. I do hope.
Okay. So that's taken care of. Let's go. Well, let's just get some more work done. We'll chill with Raya here. Even though I don't think I'm gonna get summoned. For some reason, I'm not getting summoned today. It's like no one's playing Elden Ring. No one plays this game anymore. So sad. So sad. Hey. Who's licking my toes? Oops. Oh shit, we got summoned. Why is there loot on the ground? That dude can have it, I guess. Oh, that was supposed to blow him up, not me. So sad. Do I have like a crossbow with like exploding bolts? Yeah, I do. There we go. Whoa, what am I doing? No boss? Boss is dead? Looks like it. Oh, I can get him all the way from down here. Ah, fuck. Someone ruined my backstab. Whoa. Everything's just loading in. Oh, fuck. Someone just die? The host died. Too reckless. What's that? You wanna give me a back massage? You bored? Are you bored? Movies bored? Hey, y'all. What? We're gonna have lunch soon. I'll be right back. Hey, teacher. Teacher! Being too loud. Not too loud. Stop. You're being too loud. Being way too loud. I'm gonna stay up here. Stay up here, okay? Can I say hi to stream? Hi, stream. Hi. Being too loud. Yeah, being too loud. You take a nap up here, okay? Joe, stop nudging my arm. Can you guys see Chocho? I don't think you guys can actually see Chocho. He's there. Hi, Chocho. Yeah. Hi. Chicho. Don't nudge my arm. I think lunch might almost be here. Almost. Hi, wee wee. You want cuddles too? You want cuddles too, wee wee? You're a little bit too big to go on your lap. What is this? Get something stuck in your ear. Get some earwax, maybe? Hey! Careful. Is that a wig in my lap? No, it's Chocho. It's Chocho the sheepom. I'm gonna replace these with screws, I think. I think, therefore I screw. That's how the quote goes. True story. Let's go do size 3 maybe. Chocho's fat. He's just big boned, that's all. Just a little big boned. He's fine. He's a healthy big bone boy. Oops. Oops. I want to move the whole thing. Gonna replace these fancy rivets with something a bit less fancy. Too big. Oh, what? What the fuck? Hi, woo woo, what you want? What does woo woo want? You want a snack? Snack? You guys gonna have lunch soon. Hey, woo woo, sit. Sit. Yeah. Good show. Wait, what the heck? Uh-oh. Let's delete this. what the heck? I can't undo? I can't undo? Hmm. Wait, why is it 6? Why is there a 6 in front? Try to get the pauldrons back. Or the shoulders. I gotta go heat up their lunch. I'll be right back. Man, how come like everything is sharing fucking poly groups? It's pissing me off. Actually annoying. Is there any way to like auto group without like no there isn't. Okay. Get rid of that. Yeah, look at that. What the heck? So many duplicates. Okay. I think we're good now. Guys, I have lunch. I'm gonna go get some lunch and I'll be right back. I also have to feed Cho and Wee Wee. One sec. Are the screws or pauldrons asymmetrical? Yeah, they are, for now. I'll fix that. I'm back. Their food isn't quite cooked yet. So it's gotta go in the microwave for a little bit longer. Yeah, we're just gonna mirror and weld everything. is already fine, I think. I'm your favorite YouTuber? Am I your favorite YouTuber on the Citadel? Oh man. I'm your favorite VTuber? I really should get a VTuber avatar. I can be like one of those dudes that have like a anime girl as the profile, but they speak in a very deep voice. It's like the millennial dream right there. It's not owning a house, it's becoming a VTuber. Okay, I think that food is done now. We're back. Favorite VTubers back. What is this? How come there's no sound? Oh, well. Like a live stream.
All right, so I'm doing my audio check because YouTube is telling me please try again later, but it's also telling me it's streaming. So we'll see if you can hear me. I think it's working. If you can hear me, give me the thumbs up in the chat so you can. The audio's coming in fine, and then I'll keep going. I can hear you. All right. Thank you, Cindy. We are going to keep going. Okay, so I've been meaning to do this video for quite some time. Since November is when Foundry EOL'd Modo, end-of-lined Modo, and I did sort of a somewhat
Oh shit. I pressed the close button.
Thank you, Cindy. We are going to keep going. Okay, so I've been meaning to do this video for quite some time. Since November is when Foundry EOL'd Modo, end-of-lined Modo, and I did sort of a somewhat ranty stream, but I think it was fair. And I've been meaning to get back to this, but we immediately had the holidays. I just got super busy with my Sabertooth Productions, my production company, and so here I am now. And I've been getting questions lately, just almost every day, like what's going on with Modo? Are we going to open source Modo? Is there some future for Modo?
Jesus.
And so I just
Yeah,
need to make a
basically.
stream and just talk to you guys about this and tell you what I know and give some options for the future of Modo and just kind of see where we're at. I also just want to talk about the Discord for a moment. There's some really good activity going on there and some nice updates and things like that I want to talk about as well. So I'm just going to get the Discord stuff out of the way, and then we'll talk about Modo a little bit. We've got some Sweden in here. We've got Imperfect Link is here. Okay, bunch of people. Okay. I'm going to throw my glasses on so I can see, and I'm going to pop over to the Discord, and we'll just talk about the Discord real quick. So, Sylvain's he's a Modo user, Houdini user. He's been working on a Modo USD to Houdini translator that actually converts the entire shader tree over to Houdini. And he seems to have gotten really far on it. Now he's going to be doing beta. So I think Modo's a really good fit for Houdini people who want a good modeler and also just the ease of at least getting started with basic texturing in the shader tree and then throwing it over to Houdini and doing your Houdini stuff on it. So if you're a Houdini user and a Modo user, check it out. If you've been sort of eyeing Houdini afar like most of us have for the last 20 years, maybe a little intimidated by it, maybe this is like this will help you, jump into Houdini the deep end of the pool if you could just get your geometry and textures over there pretty easily. So I wanted to point that out. Mark Maher has been, I'm sure I mispronounced Mark's last name, but he's been doing a Cycles for Moto plugin. So first of all, there's this community forum. I'm not sure how many people sort of pass by this channel here. The forum is just a forum. It's just like the old Foundry forum or Luxology forum. It's just a bunch of topics you can all respond to, and they're there forever, which is nice. It's not that chat that just goes away in the channels, which is nice for immediate feedback. So if you sort of skip over community forum, there's a bunch of stuff in here. So Mark's Cycles work, he just released something today, coincidentally. So like an alpha 0.2 or beta 0.2. Added in camera navigation, I think, or he's been working on camera navigation. Definitely has object selection and material selection in the viewport. So he's making a ton of progress on this. And I think Cycles integration for Moto is really important for whatever future Moto may have. I think being able to talk to Blender is super important. Maybe once Mark is done with this and we all support him on this, we can get a sort of like Blender to Moto bridge or importer exporter that will not only bring in geometry but also work with cycles, so you can really transport assets back and forth between Moto and Blender really easily. Blender is the Blender channel on here. Speaking of Blender, has been doing a lot of activity, of course. I mean, it is Blender after all, but Kelistar, Chemo, and some of these other guys who are coming over to Blender and getting a lot of help from Steve White and Zen and other guys who are over here helping. So if you know Blender people, feel free to invite them to the Discord as well. If they want to help people who translate over who like to use Blender and in conjunction with their other programs. To invite people, you just right click and you do get that and you'll get a link to invite people and just copy the link. Okay, what else do we have? We've got a little more. Let's go back to the discussion forum real quick. I just want to point out a couple of things here. So yeah, community forum. A lot of gaming stuff on here. Like a lot of us just chat about games and stuff. So it's just a good sort of hangout, really. The AI generation talk is also fairly active, of course. And this is gonna who knows how this is gonna affect our industry. Interesting about this, I got in a little bit of a Twitter back and forth, not an argument. It was just a guy. I think he's the head of NVIDIA's media, and he's been in the industry a long time. He was at SGI and he was at ILM, and I think he's an honest, good guy. And I think he was getting annoyed at some of the AI backlash, and it was kind of saying, "Come on, guys, it's just a tool." And my response was "Come on, man, it's more nuanced than that. It's not just a tool. There's a lot going on here. That it's a little more complicated than that." And he invited me to just come to GTC. I live in Santa Clara County, so NVIDIA is just down the road for me, and go to they're going to have some talks about that. So I was going to go until I looked at the pricing for GTC. It's $1,000 or something just to go attend a seminar. So I'm not going to be going to GTC, but I think if they put that online, I'll see if I can link it up here. But anyway, this is, I think, AI content leaks into general discussion on a regular basis. That's fine. It is 3D in general now, but there is an AI specific.
I've never gone to GDC. It just sounds like a rich people's party for corporate shills. That's what I think GDC is all about.
As well. Jobs and opportunities, Revo in particular is doing a fantastic job of posting a ton of job opportunities here. Again, this is not just a Moto board anymore. There's people from all kinds of apps here, and so these are all being posted. Although there is still some Moto stuff. There's one from Lululemon. I think that was Moto just recently. And Moto training, I got a shout out to Yukio, who has put up hundreds of the entire YouTube Moto content. The thing is, it's easier to search here than it is YouTube. So if you're searching for Moto training, if it's on YouTube, it's probably in here because Yukio tracked it down and put it here. So just search here, and just remember to search here. I guess the quick tip stuff for octane and plasticity and Moto is all here as well, and it's easy to search. Somebody asked about default scene in Moto just the other day. You just search for it. It's right here. Of course, Wave has a quick tip on it if you want your own default scene. So there's that. Okay, so let me look at my stuff here. Oh, one more thing with Moto content. Taz, and I'll get to this later. Taz being this Taz, Yoshiaki Tazaki. I hope I pronounced your name right, Taz. I don't think he just goes by Taz. We always call him Taz. Taz is responsible for most of the modal modeling tools, quite frankly. I'm not sure how many he's done versus Stuart, but this guy has been like the prime force behind modal modeling for many years, and he's released a number of things on GitHub. I'll show these later. You can just download them and play with them. There's some kind of cool stuff in there. Yeah, but let's get back to the main reason everybody's here, and that's this new channel I put up called Modo Open Source. And so let's talk a little bit about Modo and where it's at now, right? So,
no biggie.
I was going to talk a little bit of Octane, but I'll get back to Octane. So just real quick, the Octane channel. The Octane channel is pretty active as well, and Paul Kinane, who does the Modo plugin, he's really good at answering questions. So if you have Octane questions, come here. And Octane 2024 is currently supported. The really cool new Octane features are in 2025, and eventually in 2026 is where there's some really kind of groundbreaking stuff, I think. So it would be great to continue to get Modo support for Octane, and just be very appreciative of Paul because he's our link to that. So I just wanted to shout out Paul there. But let's talk a little bit about Modo open source now. And I'm going to pop open the chat here just to keep an eye on it. Okay. So, all right. So where's Modo at right now? Let's just go to big screen Greg here. Modo's EOL software. It's end-of-line software. Foundry last November said we're not going to support Modo anymore. We'll just continue out this year of contracts we have for subscribers. That support, I think, is limited to if Modo stops working, they'll fix it. It's not like they're actively fixing bugs or anything in 17 because they're not. They've let go of the entire Modo development team. Some of those guys, I think, on the team were able to find opportunities in other Foundry departments, maybe a Nuke or Mari or something like that. So there's still some Modo people there that have been with Modo for a while, but most of the Modo people are gone. And that's where Modo's at. What they've done is they've released a 10-year license, and that's for, I believe, for people who have were subscribers, and you can just, which I think was nice of them, that we can keep using it for another 10 years. After I spoke with their CEO Jody, she also agreed to release a permanent license. This is for Modo users who had permanent licenses sort of before, while they were still offering them, and a lot of us had both. Like I had a permanent license early on, I switched to subscription. My subscriptions ran out. So what I did is I downloaded the permanent license. You can find these all like Modo. We have a discussion forum like Modo questions, and there's some pinned stuff up here about EOL licenses. This is all the links and everything you need for installing the 10-year license or the permanent license are here, and they work. I'm using it, so it works for anybody who downloads them. So they don't phone home to Foundry; they just run locally, and it's a nice way to keep Modo running. So that's where Modo's at, and any sort of future for Modo is really there's sort of three possible futures. One, it's still possible, I think, for Modo to get picked up by another company. And they could probably pick it up for cheap because it's been EOL'd and it doesn't have a lot of value right now. So I don't know if that's going to happen or not. That's a possibility, I think, still. If you think about it, there hasn't been a full service, full freight, modeling, rendering, animation, simulation, 3D software package since Modo. Modo's the most recent one. That was 20 years ago, 2004, 2005. And even Softimage XXI was 2000. That was the next most recent one. So if you're, there's a lot of people in the industry today who are in their 20s that are using programs that were out before they were born. And it's sort of turning into a little bit of a Photoshop situation or a Microsoft Word situation where, no matter how many cool new features these programs add, they never can get away from their base. And a lot of people who are trying to like move to Blender are finding this out. Like you can't escape that Blender's 30 years old, and there's like stuff in there that's inescapably 30 years old. So I do think there's an interesting place for a new full-blown 3D animation software. And I think there's definitely a niche for an open source one. So let's talk a little bit about that. Like, is there room, before we get into open sourcing Modo and the details, like, is there even room for an open source Modo? I'm going to keep the chat open here so I can feel free to chime in. But I think that there is right now. Blender has shown obviously that an open source 3D program can be successful. Now, when Blender was sort of open sourced or purchased by I think Ton 30 years ago or whatever it was, they open sourced it. The idea that it was eventually going to become this juggernaut and compete with the likes of Maya and 3D Studio Max and Houdini and Cinema 4D and things like that, or Lightwave at the time even, was...
I just realized we both have long hair.
Super unlikely. It would have been laughable. And Blender really languished, sort of as the free version if you want to check out 3D for a long time. But eventually something happened and it gathered momentum, and it's obviously doing very well right now. And, so could that happen again? Is there room for another one? Because that's really the question. Because if there's not, why even pursue this, right? And so we have to believe that there's room for a second open source 3D program. And I do think that there is. I think Modo gives an option to people who have a hard time learning Blender, or people who just, quite frankly, don't like using Blender. If you're going to be in this industry, and I've been in this industry, and you could tell by my hair, for like 30 years now. And if you don't like the program you're using, it's pretty miserable. Right? You need to actually enjoy the program that you use. And if you get in a situation where you're just using like Photoshop, where there's a few alternatives, but it's really like you kind of have to have Photoshop because everybody uses Photoshop. If you get into that situation with 3D, it's not a good place to be. Modo has always been enjoyable to use. It's always been very customizable, which I think is super important. And I think I personally think that it has a nice niche in modeling and shading with its modeling features and the shader tree that no other program has. Now, things like simulation, animation, all programs are somewhat similar there, but Modo's modeling paradigm cannot really be replicated on any other 3D platform. They're just too old to do the sort of selections and action centers and fall offs and things that Moto is sort of famous for. And the shader tree, nobody's going to implement, even though something like Substance Painter or Marmoset is super popular and very attractive to people, I don't think you're going to see that in these full-blown 3D programs that have already committed to nodes. So in Modo, you can do either one. But I think some of these features give Modo a space to exist in the open source world or in the free software world. But it's a long road to get there. So let's talk a little bit about that. Well, I guess just a little bit more on that in terms of not just is there room for Modo, why do we want this? Again, why are we here talking? Why are there people watching this? Why have some of the videos I put out gotten thousands of views? It's because people like using Modo. Again, you have to if you're going to be in this industry, you have to enjoy the program, enjoy using the program that you use, and people really enjoy using Modo. It's really good at the things that it's good at. It's really good at them in modeling and shading, people want to continue to use it, and so that's kind of why we're here. The other sort of part of this is it can be catastrophic to some businesses that are built around Modo. Let's say you're a business like mine, like Sabertooth Productions is my production company, where I have clients that I've had for over a decade. I have their entire product lines in Modo. If Modo were to simply stop working, it's no small thing to try and transfer all of those assets over to something like Cinema 4D or Keyshot or Houdini or whatever, Maya, whatever you're going to use in its place. So, there's a really practical reason, for keeping Modo going, and
people actually
the only way to really keep it going is for it to be open source so programmers can fix things, or if it gets acquired, because in a few months, Foundry's gonna be done with it, and if it stops working, it's not going to be fixable. Okay, so let's talk about what has been discussed so far with Modo and open source, and it's remarkably little. It's not a lot. So after Modo was EOL'd, I had told Jody, the CEO of Foundry, that look, I'm going to message you on LinkedIn, and please respond, and I'd like to talk about a few things. And she did. To credit to her, she did. She responded on LinkedIn, and we had a bunch, number of emails and a long Zoom, and I thought she was very reasonable and willing to talk. And one of the topics I brought up was open sourcing Modo. And now she didn't say, yes, we'll do that, no problem. But she didn't shut the door on it either. She's like, okay, we can be open to that idea, but we need to have a really good proposal. And there's like two sort of pathways for this. One is to go through what's, let me just go back to the screen. The
I'll
Academy.
get it back. Okay, I'm back. Oh, they buy other software and make them into Photoshop. That's what they do with Substance Painter, right? Substance Painter used to be algorithmic Substance Painter instead of Adobe.
Software Foundation. Now, this is an open source software foundation. Foundry is a member of the board, and it focuses on open source software for the visual, film industry, right? And so, if you look at their projects, and you'll see a bunch of familiar stuff here. We'll see like Material X and OpenColor.io and OpenEXR and OpenVDB. These are all parts of the Open Software Foundation. So it's actually quite successful, right? These are things in all programs that we use. And this is the type of stuff that Foundry is familiar with, right? Foundry is a film visual effects software company. That's really what they are. That's one of the reasons Modo never really fit. And honestly, it's one of the reasons I don't think the Academy Software Foundation is the best path to go. I don't know that they would even accept Modo. It's not really in the film industry. They probably already test on Blender. I mean, why split resources when they already have an open source program? In reality, Maya and Houdini are the main players in the visual effects community, the film community. and all of these things like Material X and OpenColor and OpenEXR, OpenVDB. They really want to make sure those work with Maya and Houdini. And I just don't know that. I just don't think that that's probably the best pathway for Moto. The other possibility is that I convert Pixel Fondue to a nonprofit, which it basically is anyway. I don't make profit on Pixel Fondue. I can pay the website fees and things like that, but this is something we do out of labor of love, and this is not a business. But I would have to convert it from like a LLC to a nonprofit, and then they could donate Moto to Pixel Fondue.
Hey.
And write that off for whatever they think Moto is worth, and then we
That'd
can
be
start
cool.
from there. I guess there could be a third way as well, as we could start up another like Moto Foundation and see if we can donate there. Like,
If that actually happens, like, it might be better than Blender. If they can manage to get Moto to be like open source, imagine like Blender 2.0. Maybe, who knows? I don't know.
I'm just not down. I'm just not going to like extend
Sounds like a
myself
lot
to
of
a
work,
third
though.
company. Like, I have my production company, I have Pixel Fondue. If somebody else wants to take the lead on that and they think that's a better option than Pixel Fondue, I'm not going to like stand in your way. But I think Pixel Fondue is already out there. We have this Discord, we have the channel. It seems like the best fit. But that's something that we should be talking about in the Discord channel, and that's why I put this here, right? So this is the type of stuff we're going to be talking about in this channel. Now, like I said, there's
Ooh, what are you eating?
been some discussion, and the discussion is, we need to bring a proposal to Foundry that they will accept, and I don't know what that is exactly, but I think it needs to have a number of things. We need to be able to show we have a number of volunteers,
MMA hat.
developers who are willing to work on this and fix Moto if it breaks, and look out for the users. I think the prime thing here is we need to show that any sort of open source movement for Moto, any motivation for Foundry to donate this, needs to be to the benefit of the people who use Moto. So the main one being, if Moto breaks, we need to have access to the code to fix it. Now, when I say it breaks, I mean like a Mac OS update comes out and it doesn't launch. That's the type of stuff I'm talking about. And maybe it's just one line of code, but there's no way to do that if we don't have access to the code and Foundry's like moved on. So any sort of proposal needs to be in line with like what's best for the users. And so we need to show that there's developers willing to work on it. I don't know that we necessarily need to show that we have a source of funding. That we're not trying to create some behemoth here, but of course funding would help. Now, in terms of funding, this is stuff we need to discuss on the Discord channel, because this is not like none of this is my area of expertise, right? So I've never run an open source software. I'm not a developer. I don't know how to code. I don't do GoFundMe's. I've never charged anything for Pixel Fondue, anything. Like, I don't release like tutorials for pay. I don't release content for pay. I've never taken money. I never wanted to. I don't really like the idea of GoFundMe's where you take people's money and you don't know if you're ever going to be able to deliver.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
but but that's an option, right? So if there's a couple thousand Moto users and you say, okay, let's see if we can, like, everybody's been spending $500 a year for Moto, well, let's throw in $100. Maybe we can get a couple $100,000 to get some developers to spend some serious time on it. That's a possibility. Another possibility is donations. There are companies like NVIDIA that are overflowing with money and maybe would be willing to throw some support behind Moto. Now, a lot of these companies already support Blender, so we're going to have to make, again, an argument why Moto should exist when you already have Blender. Although I don't think they just use Blender argument is a good argument. That's like, I mean, it's like, it's pretty hollow, right? Just use it. Why? Because it's there, because it's free. I mean, there's got to be more to it than that. So again, well, we need to actually articulate these things if we're going to get donations, or if we're going to be able to get Foundry to say yes to a proposal of open sourcing Moto. We need to be able to articulate this stuff, and so we need to start talking about it, and we can start talking about it on the Discord. Okay, What else? All right, so let's just play a little bit of a hypothetical here, and let me pop up. Let me just make sure I'm missing stuff in the chat. Lots of yeses and yeps. Okay. Oh, lagging. Oh, that's not good. Is it? Is it still lagging? Laggy? I don't know. Well, if it is, I'm sorry, but I'm just going to keep going. Right. So, you know, Daryl's a developer and would be willing to contribute. So, yeah, I think I've gotten a lot of contacts from developers and users who said they'd be willing to do this. So now we have a place to talk about this. And, you know, let's just move into this hypothetically a little bit. If we get an okay to open source Modo, you know, we need to set up all the infrastructure of an open source software. We need to have people who know how to do, you know, pushes and pulls or whatever they are and things like that in order to, you know, all the things that go into developing software. We need people to devote their time. And it's really just, it's going to have to be a labor of love. This isn't a business for anybody. This isn't going to be a full-time job for a developer who wants to devote time to this, or testers who want to devote time to this, that kind of thing. It really is going to have to be a labor of love. And yes, I'm sorry, I'm reading the chat here. Yeah, I'll get back to that, John. And, you know, what's nice is there are a lot of Gen X and even like boomers, sort of retired or near retired Modo users and former Modo users who are maybe financially independent and could probably do something like donate their time to this. And we just have to make a compelling case for that. Once you get the ball rolling, I think there's a space for other developers to come in, because Blender's a very crowded place if you're a developer. The Blender market is very crowded. I think it's hard to get noticed. And if there's a new kid on the block and you're able to create plugins and things like that for Modo, then I think that could be appealing to some other developers. And in terms of what we do with Modo, you know, the main priority is just to keep it running. Like I said, that's the main priority. Like we need to be able to keep Modo running. The sort of tier 2 priority is to improve Modo, right? Now that may be adding new tools, and maybe making it faster, and maybe making it more stable. Those things have proven hard to do. So the third tier part of Modo is just make a new Modo, right? Just make a new app, make a modern app based on Modo's workflow. And if we have access to the source code, then you can do things like look at Modo's bridge tool and see the algorithms that are at play there. And it'd be much easier to implement that than starting from scratch. It's much easier once we have a template to start with. It'd be much easier than building a 3D program from scratch. Again, that's a massive undertaking. And it's going to depend on people who are willing to just like devote their time to something like that. And, you know, that's what we're going to have to figure out. We're just going to have to take the temperature of this situation in the Discord, and we're going to see if we can get Foundry to do this. And then we're going to have to see if we can do anything with it. So I don't know. Like, I know none of this is super comforting to anybody who's like worried about their company that's really reliant on Modo. And you're like, you know, like any of this stuff, if we get it to open source, like, you know, Foundry's on the hook until November. So even if we could get them to say yes prior to November, we wouldn't really be able to start on it. Maybe if we can get them to say yes, we can at least like get them to have us be able to have some developer volunteers look at the code, and some of the former Modo developers look at the code prior to that. But it's a long way off. So none of this is a quick solution to the problem we're in. The other thing I wanted to bring up was, which I think is important, is I do think we kind of need to get the blessing of the original Modo developers, the founders like Stuart Ferguson and Alan Hastings and Brad Peebler, Gregory Duquesne, you know, people like that, Mark Brown, even, you know, people who replaced them along the way, like Chris Haig and Matt Cox and some other guys who and there's a bunch of people, right, that have put Taz, like, have put so much work into Moto over the years, and that's their work on display. I feel like we need to have their blessing, and honestly don't know if we would get it. Like, I have talked to Brad, because we're friends back when this happened, and I think Brad would support this for sure. I have not talked to Alan. I have not talked to Stuart about this, and so, you know, I don't know what they would say. And so now, if they're not super comfortable with it, I don't know. Like, I don't know that necessarily closes the door on it, because, like I said, people's businesses depend on this working, at least until they can transfer to something else. So, you know, if we can get it open source, even if it's just to fix it if it breaks, it's a pretty important thing to be able to do, even if some of the founders are like, you know, I don't really want like that code out there. So I'm not saying we would do it. I'm just saying it's a discussion to have. Yeah. Anyway, so, you know, that's kind of all I have, and I know it's not a lot. But at least it's, I think, all out there now, and we've got a channel to talk about this kind of thing, and we're just going to kind of see how serious everybody is, because it's one thing to talk about it, it's another thing to actually do it. And I've been doing Pixel Fondue for maybe 8 years now, probably, maybe, and alongside running it, you know, like my actual company and doing production work. And, you know, like, sometimes when I enjoy Pixel Fondue, so I'll do it. But, like, I just took 3 months off because I was super busy. You know, to have developers on Moto and they're working on something and they take 3 months off because they have an actual job, I mean, that's a tough thing to do. So we're just going to have to kind of see how serious people are about this. And yeah, like, a lot of developers are sort of, you know, chiming in on the chat, like, yeah, this is not an easy thing. So we're going to bring this discussion into the Discord. Everybody's invited, and you know, if you know developers, even if they're not familiar with Moto, but they like making things, they like these
Rusty,
types of projects,
this is your chance.
like, you know, exploring, you know, things in 3D, invite them in.
This is your opportunity.
If you know
Rusty.
people who have done open source software before, invite them in. We could use some advice on how to start formulating a proposal and how to set this up. If you know people who might be able to contribute to this, or would know people who can contribute to this in terms of donations,
Make Moto great again.
invite them over. And so we'll have to start organizing this, and it can't just be me, right? Like we've got to, like, have some people stepping up and volunteering for this if it's going to happen. Like, that's and that's just the reality. And that's kind of where I'll end it, I guess. We'll just kind of see how serious the community is about this endeavor. Yeah. Okay. I'm just looking at the
The
chat
job
here
for
now.
Meta, yeah, probably.
No lag, some lag. I don't know.
Maddock
Maybe
would
a
definitely be able
country
to
thing.
make something like Moto.
If you have any questions, throw them up in the chat, and I will answer them. If not, I will. I was going to show. I'll just keep an eye on chat, but I was going to show a couple of Taz's things. So if you just hide that camera there. If you I'll post this in the chat. So this is the GitHub with all of Taz's little plugins he's been working on, and I can just show a couple of them really quick. Anybody play this game? Pacific Drive. It's a great game. I just finished it last night. Just thought I'd throw that in there. So, yeah. So he's got. Let me load up that little hippo thing I did. Okay, so this I made with. There's my little open source thing, which let me hide that. Yeah. So this was made with Taz's like Laplacian Smooth, and his eyes aren't moving with it, but SDS Subdivide, a couple of Steve Hill's like Sphereize kits. But basically, you got a couple of I'll just go through these really quickly. Really, quickly here. And so if you install the kits from the GitHub, you'll get some buttons up on the kits window here. By the way, if we open source Modo, we're gonna have a better way of getting to kits than like this thing over at the corner. Something like the Maya shelf maybe would be better. He's got some buttons here anyway, but I'll send a config where we put them in the Polygon tab here if you want. But yeah, this is just an open subd subdivide, so you can do that. It's super fast subdivide. Does the most recent Catmull Clark one. Oh shit! You can't see my screen. Yeah, good point. I gotta do that. Let me undo this. Okay. Thanks, Adventure Films. Yeah. So where was I? Yeah. So this is so Taz has these little kits here. And I'll put the link in the description. I also put it in the chat. But they're just some little projects he's working on. I think things that he would have put in Modo if Modo was still running, but it's not. So we just put them up on GitHub. And yeah, so they're kind of useful. Like I said, if you have the kits here, there's some buttons he puts over here. But I'll release a config where they just put them in the Polygon side here. So there's an open subdivide one where it's just really fast subdivide, like a Catmull Clark subdivide. Works as a mesh operation or a command. You've also got this triangulate kit, which is kind of cool. So let me make a new. This one's actually pretty useful. So this new CDT triangulation. So if I have like a curve here, and I just close it, and then I freeze it, like so. If we open source Modo, I'm going to put freeze on right click, by the way. So I'm freezing this into just this polygon right here, right? Now, if I were to triangulate this, it kind of looks like that, right? Kind of sucks. The CDT triangulation will do a better job. You've got two options, constant and conforming. So conforming does this, right? Much better triangulation. And this is also a mesh operation as well. And this also does some nice things for text. So if I do some like text here, and let me just do some text real quick. Like so, do pixel fondue. And again, let me freeze this guy. Okay, so if I do like regular triangulation, it's like this.
Meow.
If I do the CDT triangulation,
meow,
and use the constant mode, you get this. So you get some sort of nice triangulation. So it's just another way of doing it. Yeah, and we've got Laplacian smoothing. So let's just look at that real quick.
How's that? You like that?
Let me just load up an asset here. Let's see.
I can put that in my audition for a voice acting role.
Does anybody know who made this?
What do you mean? Of course he hires me.
The original Modo Hippo Mesh.
That was a perfect
meow.
I'm
not sure. I don't know if it's Andy Brown.
Maddock made the right choice. He made the right
anyway,
choice, guys.
We've got this original Hippo Mesh here. And the Laplacian smoothing is actually a tool. It's also a mesh operation. So we'll just do it as a mesh operation here. And so I can just, should be able to hit tab and pop up my list here. And it's, I think, LAP, Laplacian smoothing.
We don't need
and
this
then I'll
anymore.
just do a little omni-haul on this. And you can see as it's smoothing how it's sort of nicely just sort of spherizes the thing. It just really quickly, brings all its toes in.
Oh, kind of like the Diablo 2
in fact, let me just turn this
cow
off.
level
Let's
moves where they had like the
open
developers
subd,
saying moo
open subdiv,
moo.
first. Drag this underneath here.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Subdivide it first and then turn on the smoothing. And this is just how I got the spherical hippo, which I can show in a minute. So if Modo agrees with me, so it should be. And this is why we need to open source Modo. So this also may be a Modo. So I had a pretty high setting on the smoothing, and then I had a double subdivide, so this may take a second. But at any rate, this is the kind of thing, right? So this is the world we're living in as Moto
Yeah.
user is
That's
we
the
get
kind of
this,
thing.
and there's even though Foundry's supposed to be on the hook
I think I've gotten
for
this before.
support, which you would
Like
think would be
the
bug fixes,
The
we're not
hanging.
getting them, and so there's no path forward unless either somebody picks up Moto or we can open source Moto. And so I'll maybe start another Moto here. Maybe this is a nice ironic way to end this whole live stream.
I
Right?
can't
'Cause
believe you about the cow level game.
this is where we're
You
at.
can just
the
Google
spinning
that.
ball,
What
the
the
milky
heck?
scene. Okay, so this was
Of
just
course
this
it
was just me
exists.
having too many polygons. You can see how it did a nice little
It's
smooth there. But
it's just as real as the amulet in Exanima. Hey, wait. What do you want? What do you want, wait. What do you want? What do you want? I look like you. I have ears too. You're not special anymore, Woo Woo. I also have ears.
who knows? We've all been there, right? We've all been there with Moto locking up like that with some bug, and what do you do? It's like that's when people get nervous and they start thinking, well, I probably better change software because there's no way forward with this. So anyway, there's some cool little things with Moto that Taz has added, and there's a couple of others. Chris Haig added a parts fall off, so just regular fall offs, but you have a part fall off, so I could do
What?
let's just see if I can do an array of this guy. So we have some. Now these are all just one mesh, right? These are just polygon islands. And if I do a scale and I do part fall off, and you can kind of see it looks a little bit like a linear fall off, and I start doing the scale, and it does it per polygon island, which is kind of cool. So nice little tool by Chris, and that is also in the Moto content of the Discord. All this stuff is in the Moto content of the Discord here. So this one's skeleton one that Taz did. It sort of looks like an interesting sort of offset polygon bevel potential replacement. I don't know if it converts the geometry into a solid. While it does it, I've got it installed, but it's super buggy. It'll crash. But there's a bunch of other stuff on here as well. So I think that's about it. How often do they update Moto these days, Nick? Not at all. Moto is not being updated. It's again, like I said there at the beginning of the podcast. If it breaks, stops working, they say they'll fix it, but it is not being updated. So, when it hangs like that, it needs to play elevator music, or there you go, to calm the user. That's a great idea. See, if we open source Moto, we can get it to play elevator music when it goes into La La Land instead of just turning the screen a nice milky white. Yeah. Okay.
ZBrush does that too, though.
Been
Like,
using
a
Moto
lot of
for almost
programs
10
do that
years. Okay.
when
Raise
they
video. So yeah, I don't know. There's just
Or processing.
bunch of chat going on now. So sorry about not being able to switching over to my screen. That's me just not doing live streams enough. Yeah, that's right. Nick saying, that's sad. I really love Moto. Yeah, that's kind of why we're here, because people really love this program, and there's not a perfect alternative for it. Anything that you switch to kind of seems like a compromise, except when it comes to crashing and speed. Then it seems like a huge upgrade, because those are places where Moto needs improvement. And yeah, so all right, so let's take this to the Discord. I'm just going to wrap this up again really quickly. So there's the Moto open source channel on Discord. Feel free to post away. I'll probably post the link to this live stream right here as the first post, and maybe we'll put together a to-do list or something. Check out the
Now's my time to
Cycles
save Moto.
beta for Moto. Help Mark out on that.
I know how to
Just go
develop.
to the,
I'm a
Just go
developer.
to the discussion group here, the discussion forum, and then community forum, and then go to the Cycles here. And there, I think he's been putting up some download links for the beta. And you just install that.
I know how to make a Hello
somewhere, I
World
think.
web
Cycles in here,
page.
probably. Yeah, that's about it.
I can use
Cycles layout.
vibe programming,
I think it comes with the song.
vibe coding.
Don't
just-
forget to link the
I'll just
Discord
ask AI.
server. Oh yeah. So
ask
I
AI
should
how
do the
to-
invite. Just
how
yeah,
to
I
do
will in
this.
the I will in the description. That's just an invite, but I'll put permanent invite in the description. And yeah, don't be shy. Jump on the Discord. That's sort of the hangout now. Invite more people here. The Discord's been growing. It grows every day. I think we've got I don't know, almost 3,000 people on here now. There was less. I think it was like less than 1,000 when like we started like a year ago, maybe right around 1,000. So the Discord's been doing just fine, and it's a great thing to sort of keep open and have going all day. And the one thing with the Discord is just keep answering questions. Like the whole point of the Pixel Fondue Discord is really to answer questions, whether it's plasticity or Octane or Moto or Houdini or Blender or whatever. I really appreciate the users who go on there and answer questions. That's where I think we want to distinguish ourselves as this Discord is. It's a place where your questions actually going to get answered, and then yeah, all the other stuff, cool stuff that comes with it. Okay, all right, that's it. I think I'm gonna hit the old stop stream now, and I'll catch you guys on the Discord. How much money will Foundry accept to go open source? I don't know that they need to accept money, Marco. It seems weird to pay them to open source software that they're just gonna bin, right? If they come asking, if we bring them a proposal to open source it, and they say, hey, we want X dollars, then we'll bring that to the community and we'll see. But to me, it seems like it should be a donation, and they can determine their own value of Modo and donate it to a nonprofit and then write off their donation. That to me seems like a way to pursue this. But if they want money for it, then they're gonna have to tell us what they want. Ball's in their court. The ball is in Foundry's court. Like it's 100% their court. They're gonna have to. We're gonna have to come with them with a good proposal. Even if we have a fantastic proposal, they still may say, you know what, we just don't want to do it. So we'll see. Okay, thanks guys. I am gonna go now.
Thank you, Pixel Fondue. Sorry, I just realized some audio is like insane. Pixel Fondue's audio is set too low. What can Blender do that? What can Modo do that Blender can't? Modo can throw hands. In a fist fight between Blender and Modo, Modo would fucking kick ass. Modo would curb stomp Blender. If there's a kung fu movie featuring Modo and Blender, Modo would be Jackie Chan, and Blender would be Blender would be Frodo. Modo's already laying cold on the ground? No! No, it's not. There's 3,000 people in the Discord server. The fuck are you talking about? That's 3,000 necrophiles. Yeah, it would suck if Modo just like stopped working due to a OS update. Hey, woo woo, calm down. Fine, woo woo, woo woo. The neighbors, it's okay. Woo woo, come here. My hair feels a little fucked up now. There's a lightning storm outside. Ooh. Yeah, this is like the ultimate lo-fi girl stream. I even had cat ears for a sec there. Shut up, Monocular. That's so disgusting. Why would you say that? Woo woo.